Hey, it's Jeremy here at the Ontario Regiment Museum in Oshawa, and today we're going to have a closer look at this huge building that's behind me, which we call the MVCC, which is the Military Vehicle Conservation Center. It was completed in 2018 and has completely transformed our operations. So we wanted to give you a look at the building, at how we use it, and sort of a behind-the-scenes look at this special part of our museum. So the MVCC serves two purposes for our museum. If you think about the Tank Museum in Bovington, which is a much larger organization, it's sort of like their their vehicle conservation center and their workshops, but in one building. So it's to preserve the vehicles, keep them out of the weather, and also give our volunteers and staff some space to work on the vehicles 12 months of the year, all seasons. So behind me you can see, to get the vehicles in and out, we have these massive aircraft 40-foot doors. We have two of them in the two different bays of the MVCC. And also, as just a precaution, because it is a steel building, we have these very large concrete barriers on the outside, so that if a vehicle was to go off course, hopefully it hits the barriers and not the steel building itself. It's 17,000 square feet of climate-controlled area inside, and it is one of the places that you can visit when you come to the museum. We actually allow you to get inside our conservation center and look really up close at some of the restoration projects that we have going on. Let's go inside and have a look. So here I'm standing at the control panel, which is the nerve center of the MVCC. It's not just a regular steel building, it's actually an automated building for safety. If you imagine, unlike some other storage buildings and museums, in this building we actually work on the vehicles, we actually run the vehicles. And when we have several of those vehicles running at the same time, that creates a lot of fumes, diesel fumes, and other sort of dangerous chemicals that are not very good for the public and obviously not for the volunteers that work here. So the automated system, you can see the gas monitor right here, and there are sensors all throughout the building and all of the bays, including in the older building, that go into this system. And when it detects a certain level of those gaseous fumes or chemicals, it actually automates a system that opens up louvers on one wall and turns on massive fans on another, and can exit all of the air inside the building within 3 minutes. So right now you can see that the system is all on auto, so it's being monitored by the sensors. But if we know that we're going to start up a vehicle, just one vehicle, whatever, we can actually turn all of the fans on just to evacuate the air in the building. So this makes it much safer for our volunteers and visitors, and allows us to operate in the winter. We can start up a Leopard tank inside the building in freezing conditions without having to open up the doors. So as I said before, that's 17,000 square feet of additional space to house these vehicles. You can see right now we're in winter storage mode still. Due to COVID-19, the spring season hasn't started. They're all packed in very tight. And we have over 70 vehicles currently in storage here in the MVCC. It's a great view from up, we're on top of one of the T-Labs right now, having a look. You can see some of the restoration projects that are lying around that we're working on in this downtime. And the other great thing about the building is, instead of being a complete separate outbuilding like in some museums, it's actually attached to our main museum, the original museum that you may have visited before. If you look over here, you can actually see what was the old exterior wall of the Ontario Regiment Museum, even with the large garage doors. This was our display bay for about 30 years of our existence as a museum. As you can see, it's very small. Now we're using it for the World of Tanks display and for the Second World War vehicles. So that's just a quick overview of the Military Vehicle Conservation Center, how it works, why we use it. And we hope that soon enough, we can invite you back here to the museum. If you really like the video, please subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos in our behind the scenes series. I hope that you guys are staying safe, and we'll talk to you soon.